Dominique Wilkins. He is the Hall of Famer, Hawks Vice President of Basketball Operations, Special Advisor to the Atlanta Hawks, and a Hawks analyst. He was courtside there, had his Trey Young jersey on last night. Neek, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. So you had a courtside seat with Giannis going down. What did you think when you saw that?
Well, even before he went down, the Hawks was playing great basketball, and I thought that the group was on the floor had Milwaukee all out of sync, where they couldn't really, shake the Hawks, and we just played very well.
Well, and I agree that even if the Greek Freak did not get injured, I thought the Hawks felt like it meant more. There was a sense of urgency for them. It almost felt like the Bucks showed up and realized Trae Young wasn't playing, and it didn't really click that, you know what, you got to win these games. Did you get a sense that the Hawks understood, hey, we have to be, we pick up our intensity even more because we don't have Trae Young?
Well, yeah, and they knew that this was really the pivotal game for them now because, you lose this game going back to Milwaukee, you're down 3-1. And so, I thought the Hawks came together as a unit. They had, this team has a lot of grit, and I think that's the difference, man. There's no quit. They always had the fight in them. And so they just came together as a unit, and that's how they won this game. I mean, it was a well-balanced game for the Hawks.
You expect Trey Young back for Game 5?
Well, I think right now you're kind of playing with house money a little bit, too. Even though, the Milwaukee had the home court back, the Hawks are playing with a lot of emotion. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now. And so they've shown that Trey has help from his teammates that can get the job done. Now, do they want Trey back? Of course they do. But, again, they're showing the ability to win when your superstar goes down.
But do you expect him to play?
I always expect Trey to play. I really do. I mean, the guy loves to play the game of basketball. So, yeah, I look for him to be back.
How would he have done playing when you played?
Well, it's two different areas. He'd have been a great player. There's no question. I tell you what, I love to play with him. I mean, I probably got the easiest 35, 40 points of my career if I played with him the way he passes the ball. He's just one of those players that come around every once in a while that has that it factor. I mean, man, he's got it.
Did you ever hit your head on the rim during a game?
Many times. Many times.
Many times.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I played the game with reckless abandon. I played it, above the rim, especially early in my career. There's a lot of guys back in there who played that way, so yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to guess Dr. J probably hit his head on the rim a few times.
Oh, yeah. I've seen him. I saw him do it in the slam dunk contest where he hit his head on the backboard coming down. So yeah.
But do you believe that somebody could actually, if I put a quarter on the top of a backboard, Nick, do you think that there's somebody who's played who could have jumped to the top of the backboard and brought a quarter down?
Well, I don't know. You've heard that over time, but yeah, there has been a few guys who can go to the top of the backboard. Now, it takes a lot of time to go up there and grab something and put something else up there, but there have been guys who went to the top, no question.
Well, David Thompson, to me, was one of the great leapers that I ever saw. But you had, these playground legends who, people always bring up. Could you get to the top of the backboard?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been to the above the square, many times, and you used to play around with it when you're young and see who could jump the highest. And I've always had great leaping ability, and one of the longest jumping, or I should say, vertical leaps in the history of the game. So I've been up there with some of the best of them. But you talk about David Thompson. You talk about Earl Manigault.
Yeah.
You talk about it's so many guys that, man, David Thompson was incredible. I mean, I saw him put the ball, there's cuff it in his arm and punch it through the basket in practice. When I was in high school, I went to watch one in practice because you couldn't dunk in the games back then in college. And, man, he was something else.
Talking to Dominique Wilkins, the Hall of Famer, Hawks Vice President of Basketball Operations. The load management now, though, Neek, and minutes played and the injuries, is there a reasoning behind all of this? I thought with load management, limiting the minutes, that would reduce the injuries.
Well, back when we were playing, if you didn't play, especially in big games, you kind of lose something. You don't have that same rhythm. You don't have that same chemistry because you're trying to get yourself back in court shape. You're trying to get that rhythm back. And when you set out games, for me, I felt like I lost something. But it's a different time now. It's different reasoning for what they do, and a lot of times it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I just wonder that they're going to be talking about how about the regular season, 68 games, let's say. But it feels like they're going to load manage even at 68 games. So does it matter really what the number is if they reduce the regular season games in the NBA?
Well, I'm like this. This is what we signed up for as young players coming up through junior high school, and college. We signed up for this, and I think, when you continue to change the game, I think you lose a little something. And so, we signed up to play a game that we love, and, you deal with the consequences. You get injured and you get hurt. I mean, that's a part of it. It just happens. That's in any sport.
Yeah, it just feels like that you can get into another contract, that it's about extending your career, which I understand that. But these owners are probably saying, hey, look, we got to get paid here, too. You want to reduce the regular season schedule. How about we reduce some of the pay that we give you? I don't think any players are going to sign up for that, Neek.
Well, you're caught between a rock and a hard place. If you give up something, you got to give something.
Yeah.
So I don't see it going to 68 games. I think it's crazy, really, to be honest with you, because you're talking about taking a big chunk of games away. I don't know. Again, I would have played many seasons. I played 82 games, so I never thought twice about it.
If the Hawks advance, do you think Atlanta would want the Suns or the Clippers?
I don't think it really matters. I don't think it really matters because the way we're playing and the confidence we're playing with and the chemistry we have right now, it doesn't matter who you play. The thing is just getting there. And once you get there, anything can happen.
Great to talk to you, Neek, and good luck with Game 5 coming up tomorrow night. We appreciate your time as always.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Dominique Wilkins, Hall of Famer.